Atlantic Canadians are dealing with the impacts of climate change. The need for our communities to be safe and thriving is important.
The CART program is a 12-week part-time program for people who are new to climate adaptation or who are wanting to get into this field of work anywhere across Atlantic Canada.
Au cours de ce programme de formation en ligne à temps partiel de 12 semaines, vous explorerez l'adaptation sous différents angles. Vous aurez accès à de divers outils et ressources et vous renforcerez votre confiance en soi pour collaborer.
I found a whole systems thinking framework really helpful. I've applied it to a project that I'm working on right now and kind of looking at maybe where the challenges and obstacles are and analyzing it through that framework. The information changes, the science changes, but the set of, I think, engagement skills and project skills that you learn are invaluable.
There's a lot of examples of adaptation projects happening around the Atlantic provinces. I've had a concept in my mind of like, this is what climate adaptation is, but to see it like put into practice was really, really useful. To see this is things that we can actually do and that have been done and they work.
We spoke a lot about isolation this morning, and in community, people are feeling isolated. But within the CART program, I don't feel isolated in my work. I'm supported by adaptation specialists, and I feel more supported because there's methods and mapping that I can now think about my work differently and do it differently.
We talked about weather patterns and precipitation. I always really like the science behind things, so I really enjoyed that part. And some skills that I'm going to bring to my everyday life, thanks to CART, is how to better communicate with people.
In the year following the CART program, I was given the opportunity to plan climate adaptation strategies for a new community center they were building on existing recreation grounds. The CART program helped me really communicate better with the project team. I doubt that I would have accepted the work if I hadn't taken the CART training.
We learned a lot of program facilitating and the community engaging from CART program. Now I feel like if we can connect the housing issue and the food security with the climate change, it's more holistic.
I recently completed the CLIMAtlantic CART course, and I actually used this location here behind me, Mala, as the example during the course, and it was really useful and a great way for me to think critically about the different aspects of how to apply the climate change adaptation in order for this to be a successful project.
One that got me was the empowerment of the Indigenous lands that we need to have in climate adaptation. And having Indigenous lands and having the Indigenous opportunity to be part of the bigger conversations where they can feel comfortable in sharing their knowledge.
It was really helpful in helping me to understand what climate change is and what things we can do to adapt for it. As well, it exposed me to a lot of different interesting and useful resources. So I highly recommend the CART program.
The community that is organizing is amazing because there's so many experts and so many people just trying to share the knowledge. How we can integrate everybody. It's not only one person's problem. How we can integrate all the knowledge together for hydrology, climate, social perspective, Indigenous lands, like how we can interpret and put everybody together and come with an outcome that will be valuable and be useful.
Climate change mitigation has been a cornerstone of my early career, but given how rapidly the emergent field of climate adaptation is advancing, this opportunity for professional development is invaluable to me.